Hey babes, welcome back to another video. So today's video, just a warning, is gonna be all over the place. Because I want to talk about season 10, like I've said before, and like the warning says. But I also want to talk about the build, so I'm just gonna be jumping in randomly talking about the build. So sorry if this is a jumbled mess. I'm always a jumbled mess, but let's just jump into it. So yes, welcome to the finale of the Smallville Kent farmhouse type object. What? Yes, I am so thankful this is over. It was really fun to do, and I really liked it. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, I started this last Friday, and it is just like, bruh. Yes, so welcome back. So if you can't read, there are spoilers for season 10 of Smallville and probably other seasons, but definitely season 10. And I will be talking about the finale. I'm going to talk about the finale during the screenshots at the end. So yeah, let's just get right into this video. Hold on. Sorry about the clicks that you're about to hear. So yeah, right now I'm just jumping into debug. So I started with the barn because the barn was the last thing to do. And I put in stables, and I think they have stables. I'm not sure. I might be thinking of like Lana's house or something, because I know that I think she had stables, but I'm pretty sure. Even if they don't, oh well. This is it's an interpretation, you know? Yeah. So right now I'm just like going through debug. I'm getting some things out. If you're wondering why I'm like picking things up and moving them around, you'll see next week when I do my renovation of the Bailey Moon mansion. So that's a sneak peek into next week. But while we're talking about sneak peeks, I'll do my sneak peek for the week. So tomorrow I am doing a special Mother's Day video, so stay tuned for that. Monday I am doing a island living house with limited packs. And then Tuesday is going to be an apartment, just like a 1 bedroom apartment. Wednesday is going to be a surprise. That's my surprise for the week. I think Wednesday was also last week's, but yeah. So Wednesday's going to be that, and then Friday, Thursday is going to be it's a mud room, but I'll explain. And sort of the theme for next week minus. I mean, not next week, this week, minus Mother's Day video is like houses with stories and backgrounds and sims associated with them. So yeah, so I'm just going through debug and picking things out, getting things out for the barn area. I think that's pretty obvious, but I only wanted to go into debug once. So yeah, after I left debug, I just was scrolling through the show all of the objects just to try to find things that would work for the farm, and I actually could not find any pictures of like the downstairs of the barn that weren't like completely useless. Like no real good ones of the downstairs of the barn, just the upstairs like little area, y'all know. But that in fact it's even in the thumbnail, so y'all should know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so let's just get into start. Let's just start. Oh, actually, not yet, because in a second I'm going to bring out the animals in this house. So yeah, they have a reindeer. They have, two reindeers, three pigs, two giraffes, and two alpacas, because we don't have any horses. So it was all like, okay, what kind of animals? And I knew I was going to do a giraffe, and I knew I was going to do a pig. And then as I found them, I did reindeer and alpacas. But I think alpacas I do last, and you're not seeing that quite yet. So yeah, I just put them in the stables. And right now the barn's kind of looking like a mess, but I'm going to clean it up. Don't worry, I'm just getting all the objects out I want before I move them. So yeah, just making that barn. So let's get into the talking about season 10. So I really like season 10. Season 10 really, especially if you compare it to season 9, because if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I did not enjoy season 9 whatsoever. But especially because it was right after like what my opinion worst season. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Especially like the first couple of episodes. Those really stood out. Now I have to search it up because I just finished it. yes, I did finish it. I finished it like a couple of minutes before I started editing this video. So yeah. So let's just go. I enjoyed episode 3, Supergirl. I enjoyed episode 4, Homecoming. I like the ending of Isis, which is episode 5. I love that scene. Lois is my favorite character, and I was just waiting for her to find out, honestly, and it was great. And then I really liked Harvest. I just thought it was a great episode, and it was really great because like the episode, it was just about Lois and Clark, not like y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay, yeah. I liked Patriot a lot. That one I enjoyed. And then I liked Booster. I definitely enjoyed Booster. Yeah, but overall, I really liked it. I really, especially compared to season 9, like I keep saying, I just enjoyed the season. I especially liked Lois Lane. She's my favorite character. Since she was introduced, she's been my favorite character. But I really, really liked her in this season, especially because I just felt like she was like, it really took her character to the next level. And I'm trying really hard not to talk about the finale because I'm going to save that for the screenshots. Also, sorry, Mafam, what? If I'm talking fast, I talk fast. My brain goes on hyperspeed. We've been new. Yeah, so I'm just going around and like decorating the barn. Yes, that is correct. What? Yeah, I don't know. So Darkseid was the villain in season 10, and that was interesting. I don't know a lot about Darkseid. He was the only villain that like he was like pretty much the only villain that they like had in the show that I didn't really know much about because I knew about Lex Luthor and I knew about Doomsday and Zod. There has to be another one. Oh my gosh, what is it? Is there not another one? Oh, it was just the Phantom Zone whatever thing. I mean, that was just like they explained that like a lot, but I also didn't have much background knowledge on that. But yeah, I didn't really know much about Darkseid because I always thought he was the same person as Doomsday. But they're not the same person. Who knew? So yeah, I don't really care about the Darkseid plot, to be honest. I like I've said before, I'm a serial skipper, so I just skipped over a lot of that stuff. And yes, that is yes. So right now I'm decorating the loft thing that Clark hangs out in, and he has like string lights up. And I use these flip-flop ones because I thought they looked the most similar. But they're not flip-flops in the real thing. Just wanted to let y'all know in case you were confused. So yeah, I couldn't wait to do the loft. I was so excited to do the loft because, I mean, I don't really have a specific reason why. I'm just not good at words. Y'all know? No. I'm bop, bloop, bop, beep, bop, beep, bop, yeah. Yes. Woo. I put a basketball in the corner because I do end up adding a basketball court, by the way. I end up adding a basketball court because, like, I know in the earlier seasons he plays basketball a couple of times, and as I was finishing up the build, I was thinking of, like, that scene where he was, or maybe it was multiple scenes, but I was thinking of when, like, him and Pete were playing baseball. Incorrect. Basketball. Better. So I ended up adding a basketball court in the backyard. It's not actually where it is, like, in the actual house, but, like, this is the Sims version of it. Also, if you want to know what lot this is on, it's not on the gallery yet. It will be tomorrow. I'm going to put everything on the gallery and finally put my Discovery University only house on the gallery. I still need to finish that. I'm going to finish that tomorrow, then put a bunch of stuff on the gallery, so it will be up tomorrow. So, yeah. If you want to know what lot it is, I am 98% sure that this is the Hecking family, like the Hecking household lot. I'm 98% sure that that is what their name is. But it's in Brindleton Bay. So yeah, I also add one of those like movie cameras or whatever from a Get to, oh my god, I always say Get Famous as a telescope because he has a telescope and that was like a thing in the earlier seasons that I remembered, and I was like, he needs a telescope, but like, I'm not putting the giant observatory in, so I used that because I thought it looked close. So yeah, here's me just adding the basketball court. So I guess now is a great time to start talking about the season finale, which I just watched today, was sort of, I was watching it and playing The Sims, so yeah, I didn't like fully watch it because I looked over a lot. I definitely watched it a lot more than I usually watch things while playing The Sims because I wanted to focus on it. But instead of skipping over anything that I'd usually skip over, I'd just go back to watching The Sims. I'm not watching The Sims, playing The Sims. So yeah, so part one, I really enjoyed part one. I think part one I enjoyed a lot more than part two. It's a Clark and Lois's wedding day, and something happened that I don't remember, but for some reason, Lois was like, nah, and then he was all like, but, and she was like, bruh, and then he went over, and then he became like, nah, and she was all like, bruh. This description is really terrible. I'm really, really sorry. Yes. So but I really, really enjoyed it. Although they did the same vow narration like twice, and and they were kind of close together, and I didn't really know how I felt about that. But yeah, it was definitely a lot more tame, and I definitely thought that it could have and they could have ended it there. I'm glad they didn't because they like finished up the storyline. But like, I definitely enjoyed part one more than part two, and then we go into part two. And part two was crazy, like absolutely mind boggling crazy. It went from 0 to 1000 so quickly. Like from the first part to the second part, it went like it skipped all the other numbers, went straight to 10,000, like really. But yeah, and as someone who really, really loves comics, we're stripping straight to the real ending now. As someone who really, really enjoys comics, and knows a lot about comics and loves comic book references, which is one of the things that really appealed to me about Smallville was all of like superhero references. Because I know that like the people who were a lot of the people that were watching the show, like like teenage girls and stuff, and young adult girls who were like the main demographic of this show. I believe. I mean that's definitely what they aimed at. It's one of those kind of shows, yeah. So I'm sticking with my point. Where what? Whoa? And they wouldn't necessarily be getting all of like these references, like they wouldn't know who certain characters are, which is why they like explained it, but like little references, to but a lot of their references were also to things that like a lot of people would get, because even as someone who when I started watching the show didn't really know anything about didn't know any additional stuff about Superman, like had never read a Superman comic or watched a Superman movie at the time, I still got a lot of the references because they're just so integrated into pop culture, which was, yeah, and I really, really liked it. And the ending, especially with all those references, and it felt like, a comic, like they were referencing a comic completely. And I really, really enjoyed the ending. The ending scenes is definitely what saved the final episode, like part two for me, because if that was not in there, I probably would have not liked part two at all. But that little part like definitely got me to smile multiple times in an episode where I was just all like, what the frick, the entire time. So yeah, so season series finale, watched and pretty much enjoyed. I definitely like callbacks to like earlier episodes. My favorite thing is when like the last scene of the show sort of kind of mimics the first scene, or like being all like, oh, this is where they are, and like this is where they were, and this is where they are now. Like when they repeat, like, I don't know, like the narration of the first episode at the end. That's the kind of thing that I really enjoy. But I really like this conclusion. It sort of made it definitely helped bring this show into like the Superman universe, because it's supposed to be like a prequel, like before he was Superman. It definitely helped me make that connection, because at points I was all like, this is straight away, but I feel like it got picked back up, So yes, that is something that has happened. Woo. So yes, that is always a fun time. But yeah, if you've never checked out Smallville and you've been hearing all this stuff, I definitely recommend checking it out. At least trying it out, because you never know, you might like it. I try new things, though I don't usually like end up liking it if it's not supernatural, because I am definitely somebody who needs my fantasy element in my shows, because if it's too realistic, then what's the point in watching it if I just want to watch it to escape? So yes, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all enjoyed all of these videos of me making the Camp Farm from Smallville. And please leave down below what TV show you would like me to do next. I think next, my sister wants me to do the Once Upon a Time, something from Once Upon a Time. So maybe doing that next, but maybe yours can be the one after that. Who knows? So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow for my special Mother's Day video featuring my mom. Yes, she is making her return after it's been 2-3 weeks.